All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of Quantum Leaps, the show where we interview artists and builders, investors, innovators, and creators who are doing new things with DeFi NFTs and nested NFTs. Today, I'm very proud and happy to have Dina Brodsky on the show. Hi, Dina. Thanks for spending some time with me this afternoon.
Angus, thank you so much for having me on.
I'm really excited to see NFTs being used in this charitable way for the Birds for Sofia project. So I try to keep these shows pretty short and to the point. So I'd love to just dive right into it if that's all right with you.
Okay, ask away.
So for anyone who hasn't heard about Birds for Sofia or SMA or any of this stuff, could you give us just like a really basic background on what the project is and what you're hoping to accomplish with the artwork?
Birds for Sophia was a campaign that I came up with for a baby named Sofia about a year ago. And this baby had something called spinal muscular atrophy, which is a really, really awful disease. The infant version of it kind of kills children very quickly. And just as of the last 2 years, there's been a treatment for it, which is actually which is hugely effective. It's the first effective gene therapy, so it replaces the genes that they have missing, and they just go on kind of living a pretty normal life, but provided it's administered early enough. This treatment is also, it's called Zolgensma, and it's in the Guinness Book of World Records as the most expensive drug on the planet. Basically because it's SMA is an orphan disease, which means not that many people have it. And so for a drug company like Novartis, which is what made it, they spent billions of dollars on research and development. And so they're kind of trying to recoup some of their costs for a drug that, for a disease that not that many people have. So that's why it's so expensive. And in some of the world, the drug is registered, which means it becomes a health insurance company's problem. In Russia, where it wasn't registered, it became the individual family's problem. So kind of, if you can imagine this, it's really awful, but your child starts kind of deteriorating. You take him to the doctor. The doctor says, well, they have this disease. It's terminal unless you raise $2.1 million within the next few months before it's too late. And so, and that's been the problem that every family in Russia, and I think Turkey, Iran, Brazil, a few other countries where the drug is not registered have had to face. And a lot of them take to crowdfunding. So Birds for Sophia was part of this crowdfunding campaign, and it went completely viral. I asked artists, both professional and amateur, some famous, some not, to paint or draw a bird and spread the message about this baby and kind of reach out to the drug company. And within a few days, it went totally viral, and over 1,000 artists ended up submitting. And it kind of took over Novartis's, all of Novartis's social media tags, geotags, et cetera, were just full of these birds. And eventually kind of, I think it was just such a loud campaign. And eventually an anonymous donor came forward and bridged the gap, and she got her treatment in time, and she's actually, now a year later, she's doing really well, and she's meeting a lot of her baby milestones, and she's just kind of a normal baby now.
Wow.
So the Birds for Sophia NFT is something that came out of that, and it was made to kind of raise money for another child, this time named Darina. And also, just thousands of artists submitted work, and it kind of, it turned into this very, very viral thing amongst a community of artists. And also, I mean, there's non-artists, people's kids would submit work. And so the NFT is 1,000 bird images, all kind of, wrapped up into one NFT, and made with the intention of saving this girl's life. So kind of the miraculous thing, right, is that as of very, very recently, Russia actually changed its laws and made a deal with Novartis. And so every child who's young enough, under 6 months old right now, will actually get treated without having to raise these, this $2.1 million. So Darina is too old to qualify for treatment under Russian law. So she's kind of the last child like this there. She and in a way she fell through the cracks. So she can't be treated inside Russia. She actually has the money to be treated inside Russia, from kind of just the original crowdfunding campaign. And there's all these people in Russia. There was these actors and funds. There's so many people that participated. But she can't get treatment inside the country because the Federal Consortium of Doctors says that she's too old. But there are hospitals in the US and in Europe that will accept her, or that will keep accepting her for about another month or so. So we're trying to, it's NFT. The goal of it is to try to raise enough money to get her treated outside of the country. We already have enough money for the drug. So it's just kind of covering the, but by the way, hugely expensive, kind of outpatient, inpatient, international fee. That, and yeah, it launches tonight. And you guys have been absolutely amazing for kind of doing this with me. I feel like I can't think of better people.
Wow, it's a really incredible story, and it's really heartwarming, to hear both that not only artists but just regular people are contributing to this sort of cause. That's really what you love to see. Just kids making paintings of birds, all of this stuff, and it's really exciting for us to help facilitate this kind of thing. And nested inside this painting, which is a massive collage, right, of all of these birds. We've got a portrait of Sofia, like a painting and a picture of Sofia, and if the painting sells, we'll be able to get over that fundraising goal to help Darina get her care. And and then the artwork itself kind of acts as this ongoing mailbox where as Darina continues to grow up, like photos of her life and her success can just continue to be nested inside this kind of growing story, this history, inside the artwork, which I think is a really, really beautiful sort of element to the tech side of things. So can you tell us a little bit about the event that's coming up this evening? This is being released on Monday. So Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, we'll be getting together, but we'll have quite a few folks there, if I'm not mistaken.
I think a lot of the artists are coming. Hopefully, some people from the crypto side of things as well. But part of it, so many people contributed that it's kind of it's an NFT drop, but it's also it's something that keeping fingers crossed can save a life. But also, I feel like in the kind of grand picture, it's it's a fight in which the good guys won, and the next version of baby Darina won't have to fight this fight anymore. So I'm just hoping that we can do this for one more child. And so whatever money is raised from this, so Birds for Sophia is actually now now fund. It's about to become a nonprofit within the next hopefully few weeks, and whatever money is made from this will go to the Birds for Sophia fund, and then they'll provided that we get it in time, then it'll go to kind of baby Darina's treatment. And in the kind of heartbreaking event that we don't get it in time, it'll just go to other children with rare diseases, because while type 1 SMA is no longer going to be an issue in Russia, there's all sorts of, there's so many sick kids out there, and there's so many people who need help. Whatever money is raised, it'll either go to her or to the next child that needs the help.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And although we've addressed that it's quite a rare disease, maybe not as rare as people might think, something like 1 in 10,000 worldwide, and so as you mentioned, there are lots of countries where support is still needed. So really happy to see this endeavor, taking flight, if you will.
And I'm actually thrilled to see kind of NFTs, because there's always, to me, when I heard about NFTs, it felt like it was this mix of art, cryptocurrency, and magic. And I feel like this is part of where the magic comes in.
For sure.
What if an NFT could say, what if it could save a baby?
Absolutely. Well, all of the relevant links, both to donate, to participate in the event, the NFT itself, all of the history of the organization will be included below this video somewhere, wherever it's posted. And we hope you can join us tonight. Thank you so much, Dina, for joining me today. And I think we'll wrap it there.
Mango, thank you so much for having me.
Until next time.